Good morning. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm host Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, and we want to welcome our viewers, our listeners, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you all like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, go over to YouTube right now to FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton or Crystal Records One. That's Cristo Records One. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me, and I'll follow you back. And that is a promise. Look, the weekend is over. The 4th of July has come and gone. It was a hot one. But it was beautiful. I hope you all had a great time. Look, make sure in the chat you all let me know what you've done and how your 4th of July went. I had a good time, but I tell you what, the heat did take me over a few times. Nevertheless, I got through it, had a good time, family and fun, and just so much wonderful things going on. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be with you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. Look, this is FYI Morning Show Summer Fun segment, and we have a very special guest. We have Coach Amanda Letterman. She's with Tide Swimming School, and I'm so glad to have her. I want to say good morning to you, Coach Amanda.
Good morning. Good morning. It is such a beautiful morning, and it was a great weekend.
Absolutely. You enjoyed your 4th of July.
I sure did. I sure did. And of course, I was around water like everybody else.
Absolutely.
I
I'm
don't
so
think there
glad.
was anything else we could have done.
Absolutely. Let me tell my audience a little bit about you. Amanda, you joined the Tide swimming staff as swim school director in October 2021 after completing your Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of Missouri in 2007. Then you moved where we are to Virginia Beach area to join the YMCA of Southampton Roads, where you serve in a variety of roles and positions for 13 years, actually. Most recently, the executive director of the YMCA JT's Camp Groom. Is it Groom?
Rob. Yep, you got it.
Wow, very good. So your experience in marketing and program development, aquatic knowledge, and love of working with people are all the skills you brought to the table to the Tide organization. You love the water, and you've just done so many things. It says you've joined the Liberty Hills Gators swim team, so you can really swim, can't you? I mean,
A little bit, a little bit.
yes. And oh my goodness, so at the age of 6, oh my goodness. So you were swimming, you've been swimming a long time.
It's kind of a part of me. It's kind of in my blood. I love the water. I love being near it, around it. Love helping others be around it. So it's kind of in my lifeline.
Absolutely. Amanda, tell us a little bit about Tide Swim School.
Yeah, Tide Swim School is an organization serving lots of different kinds of people. I think when people first hear about Tide and Hampton Roads, they think about Tide Swim Team, which we are a filter to Tide Swim Team, which is one of the largest competitive swim organizations in Hampton Roads. But that's not only who comes to us. Sometimes they filter to the team. Sometimes they just need to learn to swim. Sometimes they have a pool in their backyard and they just need to brush up on their skills. So we see lots of different kinds of people that come to us.
Absolutely. I made a statement when we first talked. I said, oh, this is a good time to talk about water safety. You said, all the time, it's time to talk about water safety. It's very important for us, those that are swimming, non-swimmers, when we're dealing with water, any time of the year, it is most definitely important to know tips and skills and things like that.
Absolutely. I always tell our parents and our families, don't have the conversation once and be a one and done, right? Like, don't go over the rules and then think you've checked your box. I think every time you're around a body of water, you should be having those conversations. You should be talking about safety tips, talking about, hey, we're going to take these breaks throughout the day so we don't get overheated, talking about where The lifeguards, if you're at a pool where they're at, it should be ongoing, especially if the body of water changes. We can't just expect our children to know that one body of water, one pool translates to another body of water and their rules.
Yes, we kind of underestimate water and the
Yes.
danger it can, things that can happen. Do you see that in your experience where people really try water? I mean, it's like, okay, I'm going to try to, I go against the rules first of all sometimes, but feel like water is something that should not be managed. Just jump in it and you're ready to go. Do you feel like people kind of underestimate water?
Absolutely. I think they underestimate it, Yolanda. And I also think they don't understand, especially in Virginia Beach, how many different types of waters we have, right? You can go to the ocean front where we've got heavy riptides. The beach looks a lot different than it does if you go to Chesapeake Bay or the Eastern Shore, or if you go to the Elizabeth River or a local pool. So it's different types of currents, different types of environments. And we just have to be conscious of that people understand that just because you were safe here doesn't necessarily mean that translates over here.
Absolutely. I was at the beach this weekend, and people, like I said, they try water, they underestimate it, and they just, one of the things I noticed, some of them do not want to follow the rules. Rules are important. Is that right? When you are teaching, I think rules something that has to be laid down first of all. Some of the rules about water and water safety.
Yes, let's start with the basics. So many times we jump right to learning to swim or learning some kind of technique and we forget the basics, and the basics can really be life saving. So we teach in Tide Swim School, hey, did you ask permission before you entered this body of water? Did you make sure that before you entered it was safe, that there were no participants below you, that we talked about the signs on the pool saying whether you can enter feet first or whether this is an area you can dive. We talk about, are there people within arm's reach? What are you doing when you're being given instructions by an adult, whether it's a lifeguard or a parent that's trying to help? So we go through those basics as well, and those basics are just as important as the technique of swimming.
Yes. Do you find personally that children learn quicker to swim than adults?
It just depends. We, of course, I get that question a lot because what you're dealing with adults is a big self-awareness that kids don't always come with yet. They're excited. I consider it, very similar to learning to ski. I was better at skiing when I was younger than I am now because I know too much now. So I think
Yes.
we just come with a level of awareness. We know our bodies a little bit more. We know what our bodies are capable of a little bit more. So usually it's not harder to learn to swim. It's just harder to break down those barriers and those habits that they might have previously picked up along their journey.
Yes. My grandson, a couple of years ago, uh, bought him a life jacket and everything. And of course, the pool, I have a pool back here. And he did well with the life jacket on. He took it off the next day and he was swimming. I don't know what that was all about.
Wow.
What is that all about? Children, that's why I asked the question, do children kind of catch on, or is it something that, I don't know, what does it take for them to learn?
Yeah, we very much layer our skills so that regardless of what you're doing, it's always progressing you to that next step. So whether it's breaking it down into individual pieces and then putting it all together, that's really what we want to do. We don't want to just put them in an environment and say, okay, you've got the basics, let's go, let's see what you can do. We want to teach them foundational things so that regardless of whether they get in a current or regardless of maybe they get an arm cramp and their arm is no longer able to assist them, that they have the basics of a good kick, staying calm, staying in a place where they don't panic if they are in a place where they're uncomfortable. We're really trying to layer those skills so that they can be successful when the life jacket comes off.
Absolutely. You all at Tide Swimming have some core values. I was checking them out, and they seem like they are so important. And you talk about grit, respect, integrity, and much, much more. You all just don't, deal with just, a body of water. You all are bringing some valuable, wonderful things that people should keep in mind.
Yeah, we really try to embody our core values in what we do because we really want to think of our swimmers as people before athletes. So if they are not progressing or they're getting stuck somewhere in a skill, we don't just check the box, right? We want to find out why. We want to try new techniques. Maybe this is a swimmer that doesn't fit into our curriculum, but we can learn something new on how to serve that swimmer. We're always trying to kind of reshape the box to each swimmer to make sure it's just not a carbon copy lesson, because life isn't like that. We're all
Yeah.
different people. We all learn differently and experience things in different ways. And our core values really help us to dig in. And like I said, think of them as a person before a swimmer.
Yes. Now, when you are training swimmers, are you training them for those different environments? You said, mentioned earlier about pool, and then you have the beach, all different types of water. Is that something that comes along with the training?
Yes, absolutely. So we're constantly having conversations on safe entry, on where are your parents, on where are the adults that are around us. Is it time to get in the water? Did you ask appropriately? All of those things should be translating to each environment that the swimmer decides to participate in.
Yes. Lifeguard. Are you all training? How does that work? How can someone become a lifeguard, lifesaver?
Yeah, absolutely. So we go through a very robust training program with our Tide coaches. We want to make sure that not only they're prepared to teach a very productive, efficient, and fun lesson. They need to be fun as well because we're dealing with kids. They've had long days at summer camp. They need to come and enjoy themselves when they come to see us. But in addition to that, safety is huge, and we don't just want to preach that, we want to practice that through our own certification. So things like concussion protocol, because we are dealing with shallow water, things like CPR certification, which regardless of if you're around
Yes.
water, everybody should have their CPR certification. I can't tell you how many times in my life, around water or not around water, that's come into play. And then we've got either lifeguard certifications that come with each of our coaches, or a training called safety training for swim coaches through Red Cross, which is a recovery course if something were to happen to our swimmers
Yes.
in the water. And we always think of drowning as something to where the person just couldn't swim. But oftentimes we see that it is a person that can swim, but sometimes it's a person that got overheated, or maybe
Oh,
they got a cramp, or maybe they got just over exhausted in the water. They had a long day and the heat took it out of them. So we need to make sure that we're looking out for swimmers that not only can swim really, really well,
yes.
but some that just may have those emergencies as well.
I can imagine the job as a life coach is really important because there's so many things that they have to observe. I know even at the theme parks, you have those lifesavers, or they are standing around looking in water. If you have the lazy river or whatever water, they are poking and looking and making sure nobody is with all the fun under that water. And so their job is sometimes dangerous and, oh, I can imagine intense, because you always have to have your eyes open and your ears to everything that's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time of year that, just what you touched on, it weighs heavy on my heart, on my mind. And I think it's important that, even though it's a really scary topic to talk about, that when we do have things that happen in Hampton Roads around water, that
Yes.
we discuss that. Anytime there's an incident, we call a meeting with our coaches and we talk about it. We talk about our feelings. We talk about, was there ways in those instances where things could have been prevented? Because
Yes.
it's very real things that are happening in Hampton Roads. It's very kind of um, normalized situations where we're
Yes.
hearing about them more and more regularly. So we constantly need to not put fear in our coaches, but make them understand that things can happen very, very easily.
Absolutely. I heard today about, kids fatally drowning. The numbers are going up. And what do you think that attributes to, Amanda? Why are the numbers, with all the safety we have, the rules, regulations, and the great coaches and parents, watching out for our children? What's going on?
I think we are a very distracted,
Ooh,
community, all of us.
yes.
I think we get very distracted very easily. We pivot very easily. We think that because there are lots of numbers in people around water, so let's say we're at a pool and there's all these people around, that somebody has to be looking out, right? But in
Yes.
reality, we find that we're kind of always expecting somebody else to look around. So we're just very distracted. I think why we're seeing this is increases two reasons.
Yes.
I think we're not designating somebody to be that watcher. We think somebody else is going to do it. We think the lifeguards are in charge. We think, this parent, because they brought the most kids to the pool party, they're in charge. Or we think that there's just somebody else that's going to help us out. So I think we always need to designate that water watcher.
Yes.
I think also too, we're seeing an increase of adults that unfortunately don't know how to swim, and 9 out of 10 times, if a child is going in the water, that parent is going in after them, regardless of their skills.
Oh,
And we
wow.
see that. We see oftentimes where one drowning turns into two because somebody out there was trying to do the right thing. And making a save like that can be very challenging if you're not proficient in the water. So making sure adults, if you don't know how to swim and you're having your child around water, making sure you put on your safety precautions too.
Absolutely. I feel more comfortable in pools, and I love going to the beach. But the beach gives me a kind of make me a little nervous, not only because of the water and how ferocious it can be, but there are living creatures.
Yes,
Can you talk about the fact that we are among the sea world and that we have to be aware that they're there, not just
yes.
us?
Yes, yes, you do have to be aware that they're there. Of course, we hear in the news every once in a while that there's something crazy out there. I am a big ocean lover. I'm actually one of those people that loves that they're out there and that I get to be out there with them. But I do understand that can be every once in a while you get a little slippery fish by your foot. That can be a little distracting.
Absolutely. I know here in Hampton Roads, it used to be called City Beach. It's out in Ocean View now. They used to have all the jellyfish in the world, and that just really kind of kept me backing off
Yeah.
of that particular water. But how safe is the ocean, and what mistakes do we make when it comes to the ocean? Because it is different than being in a regular swimming pool.
Yeah, yeah. Big mistakes that we make. Again, I can't reiterate this enough. Go ahead and designate your watcher. It only takes a quick second for a child to end up down the beach. I saw it the other day. We saw a child wandering by themselves and thought, where are the parents? Go ahead and make sure your safety devices are in place. I know that we want to encourage everybody to learn to swim. Everybody should know the basics of water safety. But if you are going to be around water and you don't, go ahead and make sure you have those Coast Guard approved flotation devices. They say it on either your floaties or some kind of vest. Make sure they're Coast Guard approved. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for a flimsy piece of plastic that might not be working in a couple of hours. You're also going to be watching your signs, listening to the news. There's reasons why there's red flag days. There's reasons
Oh,
why there's warnings at the beach. There's reasons why during high advisory times they don't want you in the water. I know we think if we can touch, we're all good there, but a lot of times drownings happen in places where we can touch, or we
yeah.
started in a place where we could touch and now we can't. So please make sure those advisories, those lifeguards, those signs, those flags, Everything is there for a reason to keep you guys safe.
Absolutely. How young should we expose our children to swimming, learning to swim?
Yeah, I say the younger the better. We start our parent and me at 8 months. Some started at 6 months, and I think anytime you can get a child acclimated to water, we're not talking about swimming. I know people talk a lot about how early can we get our child swimming, but
Yes,
we're talking
yes.
about getting them comfortable around water. If there's water drizzling over their face, or they were to have a light submersion, would they be comfortable? Would they not panic? A lot of times in our parent and me, we're not even talking about the techniques of swimming. We're talking about where's the side. Can our child, even if they're nonverbal, do a nonverbal recognition of can I enter the water safely? Can they reach for a side easily, even if
Yes.
they're a small child? Can they make sure that they could get to the side and get out of a body of water? Those are those basics that we're trying to get out of our
Yes.
classes.
Tell us what happens really fun at Tide Swimming for the summer. You have the camps and all those things for.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Tell us.
first of all, I tell my coaches, keep it fun. Now, the parents want the safety, and that's the most important part. But what is important for our kids is that we're keeping them engaged in our lessons. So we don't talk too technically about our strokes. We get there later down the road, but we really keep our lessons engaged with games, with activities,
Oh,
with fun competitions within their groups. That way, the kids walk away and say, "Yeah, I learned a lot, but I really want to come back because me and my coach had a great time." And I
wow.
always want our swimmers and our coaches to have a great time. I think swimming should be one of those things that we celebrate and have a good time. In addition to that, we were very lucky. We got invited back to do the third annual largest swim lesson at Ocean Breeze, where literally hundreds of participants were able to come and do a free swim lesson at Ocean Breeze in the wave pool hosted by Tide, which is always
Oh,
a fun event every year and a good way to get the word out about water safety.
absolutely. How exciting. Now, that is definitely exciting.
Yeah, fun
Tell
summer.
Tell me why you love the water. Why do you love the environment? And what made you go into this field?
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been drawn to the water. My career started, as you mentioned earlier, very young. It's been a part of our family, whether it's been, weekends at the pool, vacations down at the lake. I come from the Midwest where lakes and boating is a really, really big part of how we spent our summers. So it's always just kind of been ingrained in me. When I moved to Hampton Roads, I was excited to be near a beach, but after realizing, how dangerous, how critical it is that everybody learns to swim, I just knew that there was a piece of me that wanted to be a part of that, to want to take what I love about the water and make sure everybody can enjoy it just as safely as I can.
Absolutely. Now, I know it's you, but there are other folk that you all are have a team. Who else is there that makes this thing work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a group of this summer about 50 coaches, and
Wow.
all of them play a major part in making this work because we need bodies. We need people out there teaching these lessons. And our lessons run from Virginia Beach all the way to Chesapeake. We've got 2 locations out in Chesapeake and 2 in Virginia Beach, including our year-round location. Most people don't know that when we close the outdoor portion of our Larkspur location close to Mount Trashmore, it then becomes a heated indoor bubble that we're able to use year
Oh,
round. So we have a huge team of people that make this happen. In addition to our coaches that make the lessons happen and make them fun and inclusive, we also opened up our adaptive swim lesson program. We
hmm.
are providing lessons for those with intellectual, physical, cognitive disabilities. When you look at the statistics, drowning is the leading cause of death for those
Yes.
with autism. So reaching this demographic, we are now growing our coaches to become adaptive swim coaches, become fluent in this field. And with that, that's been that's been a part of our program that we've had to grow as well.
Yes. So those that are handicapped or special needs, you all provide swimming lessons and other services for them.
We do. We opened up our adaptive swim program last year. There's a specific certification called the Swim Angelfish certification. And in addition to our curriculum, it teaches things like how to deal with a swimmer if they're nonverbal. You know, if they're at a pool and a lifeguard is shouting at them at the top of their lungs, it might not make a difference. So learning how they can be safe around water, learning when they submerge, how to come up safely, how to take proper breaths. All of those things are things that we can do to make sure that they have a fun and great summer as well.
What about grown folk? What about real grown folk? What about those that don't really, have the skills? Are you all what do you all offer for
Yeah,
seniors or adults? Grown people.
absolutely. Well, first of all, Yolanda, if you don't know how to swim and you're an adult, I like to let everybody know this. Please come see us. There is no stigma attached to it being too late to learn to swim.
Yes.
The second question I get asked is, are you going to throw me in a class with kids? I promise I will not. You will be with other adults, your age and skill level. And we're going to take it nice and slow. As I mentioned earlier, in addition to the swim skill, we might have some fears and we might have some habits that we've built over the years that we need to unlearn. So I always think the basics of getting a calm breath, so being able to take a calm breath, go underwater, release that air safely, sounds simple, but some of those adults were relearning those basic skills. So we start at your level and we take it at your speed.
I want you to reiterate what you said earlier about CPR classes. You said did you say every adult, or what did you say about everyone should take those classes?
Yeah, CPR is a life-saving skill that everybody should know, because heaven forbid we get in an instant where something happens. EMTs are on our way, but what do we do in the meantime? And there's so many things that people can be doing in the meantime when there's a life-threatening emergency, CPR being one of them.
Yeah.
And CPR is one of those things that it extends outside of water safety. It can extend to a sporting event. If you're at the gym and somebody has a medical emergency,
Yes.
if you're at a school, we can really see those types of emergencies anywhere. I actually am now, as I'm putting my coaches through our training,
Yes.
understanding that a lot of the schools are putting that as part of their graduation curriculum. And I think that's amazing. I just think that that's a skill that if you have it, you really have the opportunity to make a difference and really save a life if you do get into an emergency.
That is marvelous. You all have Tide Masters. What's that all about?
Yeah, our Tide Masters is our adult competitive swim program. So, it's never too late to swim, and it's never too late to stop swimming either. So we have our Tide Masters. They practice. They literally have practices daily. Participants can come a couple of times a week and really get a good workout that they can carry over into the competitive field.
Wow. So before you give contact information, Coach, is there a few tips for those that have pools, and what are some of the don'ts? Don't this or don't that. I had one year my grandson to just do some of the don'ts that he understood, and he wanted to share with social media, and he really did a good job at it. But what are
Good.
some of the don'ts? What are the don'ts of when you have a pool and you have children?
Yeah. Don't assume when you are around the pool that somebody else is watching. Either you designate yourself and say, I'm going to make a concerted effort to watch my swimmer, or have that designated watcher. I have seen so many pool parties where they hire an off-duty summer lifeguard. Go ahead and do it. Throw money at the problem and get a lifeguard on deck. If you think you're going to have a pool party where you would rather enjoy yourself, then keep those eyes on people. I mentioned it earlier, but don't think that you've had the conversation once and you check the box.
Yes.
Have it every time you're around a body of water. So sunscreen, I always say, give the sunscreen talk. Sunscreen takes about 5 minutes to put on. And this is the time where you're going to ask your swimmer, where are the lifeguards? Where's the spots you shouldn't be swimming in because you can't touch? When
Yes.
are you going to ask me permission? We're going to take breaks every 20 minutes just so we can grab some water, reapply our sunscreen, and go over the rules again. So don't just assume that just because you've done it once, that reiteration happens for our children. I would say don't overestimate your child. Listen, I would rather any day hear that a swimmer had their life jacket on, had a great time, everybody was safe, than hearing, "Hey, we did everything we could this weekend. That Tide Swim School, saw us. It was great, but still have some struggles." Nope. Go ahead, and if you think you'll have a better time with a safety flotation device, that's always okay. And don't think your swim lessons are one and done. There's always more we can do. There's always another season that we can progress those skills.
Yes.
So keep those continual. We kind of think, hey, we had swim lessons last summer. Let's see how it's going to do this summer.
Yes.
But oftentimes that's 9 months that they might have regressed. They might have just forgotten their skills. It might be a new pool this year. I know sometimes kids, they go to a different pool and it kind of
Yes.
throws their
Yes.
brains and their little minds off. So that those swim lessons should be continual.
Absolutely. Is there a better time for swimming in the pool than others? I know it was extremely hot this weekend, and I kind of avoided my grandson getting in the pool. Are there times better than others?
Yeah, of course you want to stay away from those high peak times where the UVs are just going off. Those mid afternoon times are always going to be really hard. Those are also times when a lot of people go to the pool, and we know that the more people there are, it's harder for the lifeguards to watch.
Yes.
It's a tiring time of day for everybody. So I always recommend, if you want a safer time of day, those morning times. I always love an evening swim when the sun's going down as well.
Yes.
So those are times that can definitely help out our families.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much,
Thank
Coach, for
you.
all the tips, all the information. I would love for you to give information of how people can contact your Tide Swimming and or go online and see all that you all do.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to get registered and started right away, all of our registrations done online. You can start as early as tomorrow or next week. We've got those spaces available at all of our locations. So we can be visited at www.tideswimschool.com. If you scroll down, there's a big yellow button that says register for swim lessons. We're also available via phone. If you need to give us a call and talk through your options, our number is 757-375-5936. And I'm going to shout out our social media channels because we
Yes.
have got awesome coaches that are very active in showing exactly what they do, showing their personalities in the types of lessons they swim, giving tips on safety around water this summer. So I always like to shout that out because our socials are really fun this time of year with all of our smiling faces.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, thank you so much. There are so many people
Absolutely.
on social media greeting us on all of our platforms, and I'm sure, look, they're going to take that information and check you all out. We want to give you a great big applause. So have a wonderful day,
You
and thank you
too.
so much for joining me on FYI Morning Show Live.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yolanda. Anytime I can talk about water safety, give me a call. Like I said, it's a passion of mine. So we really appreciate the opportunity today.
All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
So I tell you what, it is just awesome that we can get information like this for our children. You know, I mentioned earlier that the numbers are going up, fatal kids drowning, and we don't want anyone to be in danger of the water or just, leave the planet, so early and, not have a chance to grow up and live their fullest potential. It is a sad thing to hear when children drown, and it's something that gets to you. Again, you want to know what could have been done. I have a few people that I know who had a pool party, partying. All the adults and the children were, swimming, and it was two incidences that took place, and it caused, children to leave this earth too early. It is a sad thing, and so you all take these tips. Make sure you visit tideswimming.com and check out some of the things that you can do. If you all want to join classes or get more information about some of their features, please, please, please visit tideswimming.com, www.tideswimming.com. And we want to just say thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. I want to shout a few folk out. We got York here. Thank you for joining me. Derry, hi. Drummer, what's up? Sexy, yes. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Junie, heard. Good morning. Miss King, good morning. Call 561, good morning. Marionetta, how are you? Beverly, Kenya, Anthony, Jerry, share, user 86138538844. I believe that's the whole number. Hello. KIR, I think ILL, I think that's how you pronounce it. Raymond, what's going on? DJ, hi. TRIKSTI, Trickstick, I think that's how you pronounce it. MEROD, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Just so many. Willard B, hello. How are you? Frosty. It's so many of you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all had a good holiday. Let me know what you did in the chat. Let me know if you, stayed out of the. Did you stay safe? Did you enjoy some of the things that were going on this weekend? There was a lot going on, and regardless of the heat here, it was still a lot of wonderful things. A lot of concert, a lot of fun in the sun, and then the fireworks. Oh my goodness, the fireworks were all over the place. So beautiful. I got a chance to enjoy the beautiful fireworks and just sit in the ocean, and just a wonderful, wonderful holiday. So I'm back and I'm ready to give you all some things that are going to be going on in our upcoming shows. We're going to be doing our money and more. We have Mr. Raynard Boyce that's going to be with us. I'm going to announce the date shortly. But yes, money and more, talking about money management and talking about stewardship and talking about investment and savings and all kind of things. We want you all to join me for Money and More with Raynard Boyce. He's a financial expert, and he is ready to be on with us to share how we can make the best of our money. Let me tell you something. When I went on my vacation, talking about prices going up, 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 eating, when you go out to eat, when you stay, in these wonderful hotels, when you park, the money is absolutely ferocious. We've got to definitely, try to do what we can to make our, financially make things work for us, like saving throughout the year for vacation, counting up the cost for some things that come up that, you're not aware of until you get there in real time. So money, is something that has to be talked about, whether we stay at home or whether we travel out or, whether we're frugal or whether we are extravagant. We need to talk about money. And so our Money and More will be up and popping real soon, along with Jason Baker, who is going to do our cryptocurrency. I believe he's going to be here on the 15th. And I want you to join me. Talking about cryptocurrency, something here to stay, but something that everybody not necessarily know about. So he has done research. He's going to give you information from his perspective of what cryptocurrency, what we can do with it, how we can invest it, and he'll give you facts as well on this subject of cryptocurrency. Maybe you want to get your toes, in the water a little bit, and he'll give you some pros and cons, but he'll also, you know, let you know of how he, kind of manages his cryptocurrency and what important things we need to know when we are dealing with something that is really fairly new to us. Monday Sports Talk will be on Wednesday. Wednesday will come with some things that are happening in the sports world. A lot of things going on. We'll talk about that, what's happening with some of these trades, what's happening with some people retiring, what's happening just like with the Williams sisters and where they're going with their career. It is a lot going on. We're going to cover that. And we're going to also give you some scores and winning and losing for the WNBA, what's going on with those those games as well. So, yeah, we have a lot going on. We have Real Estate 2026, Chris Hinton. He's going to definitely let us know what's happening. We have Nichelle Buffalo. She'll be on soon. She's running for Chesapeake City Council. We'll talk about politics, where we are now, where we're going. We got the midterms coming up. What things she's going to do for her city. What things should we keep in mind as we get closer to the midterms and as we deal in this environment that seems sometimes a little hostile. People are just kind of like at their wits' end when it comes to politics and what's happening. And so we'll get the 411 from Miss Nichelle Buffalo, and she's running for City Council, Chesapeake City Council. We'll get that information from her. FYI After Dark. I want you all to tune in because we're soon to bring some young ladies that are going to talk about women's issues. Also on Fun Friday, they'll be joining me for that as well. But FYI After Dark, we're going to focus on some of the things that women are going through, some of the things they would like to share as women with our audience, our viewers, our listeners. We've got to really know where women are at this point. During the election, things took a turn. Women lost some rights, and some women were paying attention, some were not. Some vowed that they would, take a stand, and some of them didn't take that stand. And so we're in a different place. And so we're going to join, I'm going to join other ladies in a dialogue with Yolanda Hinton, the lady. And we want you to join us. I'm going to give you information of when those ladies are going to come on with me, and some of the things that we'll be talking about. I'll be announcing those things as well. So that's FYI After Dark and Fun Friday Women's Issue. Don't forget, we are going to still cover men's issues segment, and definitely Summer Fun, which we just had our Summer Fun segment. And I really, really, really want to applaud and thank Tide Swimming School and Miss Amanda Letterman. So look, y'all, it's time for me to go. I've been blessed by you all, been blessed by all the information that we've been given. I want you to join me for Wednesday Sports Talk on Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m. Also, look, don't forget to follow me on social media. All social media pages, Yolanda Hinton or FYI Radio Show pages. We'll be at TikTok at YHinton, YHINTON. Please make sure you come over here. Help me with some numbers. I'm trying to grow the channel, you guys. Also over there on YouTube, Crystal Records One, Cristo Records One, or FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton over there on YouTube, Twitter at Y Hinton. Also, we have LinkedIn at Y Hinton, Instagram FYI Radio Show or Yolanda Hinton. It's either Yolanda Hinton or it's either FYI Radio Show. Make sure you all come over to all those platforms and please just say hello. Follow me. I will follow you back. And I would really, really, really appreciate you if you would do that for me. I want to mention the sponsors before I go. And please, I need you all to visit the sponsors. I told them about you all. So you all, please, go to beardgods.com, www.beard, B-E-A-R-D, gods, G-O-D-Z.com. So many wonderful things that make men look their very, very best, especially you all that are styling those beards. The owner, Chris Hinton, is a beard. Look, he loves that beard. That beard is well groomed. Those products he uses, and he definitely, says, look, man, this right here is going to help you look your very best. He has the balms. He has the oils, he has the shampoos, the conditioners, he even has the vitamins, the biotin and all that stuff, picks. He has all kind of things so you all can look your very, very best. That's beardgods.com, beardgodz.com. Also, Bulvic Academy, Bulvic. The community, the family needs things to help us to get through a time where bullying is at an all-time high. So please go to www.bulvicacademy.com. That's BULVIC, bulvicacademy.com. Check out their blogs talking about the issue of bullying, their books, Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, The Diary of a Former Bully, and Bulvic the Game, Bulvic. Not only is that game on the website, bulvicacademy.com, but it's also on iTunes and it's also on Google Play. Go and get that information so you can share with your children, with your loved ones, with your community, with your neighbors, and just make sure we can get under some of these problems that we're having, especially with our children. In various places, wherever there are children and people, you're gonna find bullying. We need to eradicate it, get rid of it, do something about it, put a handle on it, smash it, stomp it, strike it out, because it's a mess. And it seems like people are just having the hardest time, and they're traumatized at the point of just not knowing what to do with themselves because we are not managing this problem. You have the victim, you have the bully, and you have the bystander, and we have a remedy for all of them because we have classes that are going to be coming soon to address all those issues and all those things that go on when it comes to the subject of bullying. So we have this anti-bullying initiative, Our Community Against Bullying, a call for action now. In October, we have Pizza and a Dialogue. And not only will we be in one space where people can come to, but we'll be online as well. And you all can join the dialogue, ask questions, and just engage in some of the fun things that's going to be happening. And that's in October, Anti-Bullying Month. I will be announcing it. It's sponsored by Cristo Community Development Corporation and Bulvic, Bulvic, Bulvic Academy, LLC. So look, one thing before I go about www.bulvicacademy.com, those books, A Diary of a Former Bully and Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, they're in English, Spanish, downloads, hard copy, and Audible. So make sure you all go check them out. And just say that FYI Morning Show, Yolanda Hinton says hey, and to be here to see all the wonderful things that you all offer. So, look, it's time for me to go. Look, stay safe because I tell you what, where I am, it is so hot. And I mean hot with 25 T's. 25 T's at the end. So, anyway, we'll see you on Wednesday. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We're going to say bye to our friends over here on TikTok first, okay? And the rest of you guys, we're going to see you. Bye now.